All right, my friends, another question someone had was number 9 here from the review packet. It says a total of $12,000 is invested in 2 funds, paying 9% and 11% simple interest. The yearly interest is $1,180. How much is invested at each rate? So first thing, simple interest just means that they're not going to compound the interest. All they do is they take the amount that you borrowed, they multiply it by the interest rate in decimal form, and then they multiply it by the amount of time, and that's how much interest you'd owe or have earned, I guess, on that account. So in this case, I would definitely say make sure that you use variables that represent what they're asking you for. So I'll just say let X equal amount invested at 9%, and I would let Y equal the amount invested at 11%. And then you have 2 quantities here. You have $12,000, which is the total amount invested in the funds. So that means if you take X, the amount invested at 9%, and add the Y, which is the amount invested at 11%, it should add up to 12,000. And so you've got 2 unknowns, which means you're going to need 2 equations to get a single solution. So the other value that's mentioned is this 1,180, and that's how much interest you have earned off of both accounts. Well, you'll earn interest off of this account. I think they're talking about just 1 year. So that means you take 0.09 and multiply it by the amount invested at that rate. That's how much money you'd make off of that account. And then you'd also be making interest off of this account. So you'd multiply the amount you have invested at 11% times 0.11 or 11/100ths. And so this would be how much interest you're making off of both accounts. So it would equal the 1,180. So now you have a system of equations. You can solve it using graphing, substitution, elimination, whatever makes sense. I'm a big fan of clearing the decimals, so you would probably, you're going to see me multiplying row 2 by 100 just to clear those decimals out. So I'll just say 100 times row 2 would be 9x plus 11y, and then that would be 1180 with 2 more zeros on it. And then you're going to see me, I'm going to try to do some elimination. So it's just a matter of what looks like more fun for row 1. Do you want to multiply it by -9 or -11? I think I'm going to go -9. So -9 times row 1 would be -9x minus 9y, and then 9 times 12, 108, -108,000. And then, so you can see I'm going for elimination here. So let's add the x's, you get 0. Add the y's, you get 2y, and then add these numbers over here, and you get a nice even little 10,000. Divide both sides by 2, and you've got y is equal to 5,000. And then I would back substitute. You can use either equation, it should work, but I really like equation 1 here because I could just eyeball it. So what plus 5,000 would be 12,000, and then x then would be 7,000. And then remember, with story problems, you're supposed to use a little sentence to answer it. So let's say they said how much is invested at each rate. So I would say 5,000, and you should be able to go back to when you introduced variables and just read it off. 5,000 is the amount invested at 9%. So is invested at 9%, and 7,000 is invested at 11%. There we go. All right, I hope this helps. Take care, everybody.